Hello, farmers. River here, and I am back for another episode of Canadian National Map version 3. Sorry, got so excited I phlegmed up. Anyway, I am here. If you watched the last episode, we got this field all ready to plant, and we got our planter filled up with seeds, and we are pretty much ready to go. I will turn on the GPS. And I'll turn on the course play thing for a minute because I find it easier to set up this way. And we'll do an auto adjust on the width. Move it over a little bit. 6.6, is that right? I always forget, so I always check. Nothing like doing a whole field and missing spots. There we go. So this thing we own, 6.8. So I will stick with the 6.6 because this field's not real flat. When you get on the side of hills, it can mess things up. So I'll move this over to about there, probably close enough. And let's let the GPS do a lot of the work for us. Let's get this thing unfolded. And we'll back up a bit as well. Let's go a little further than we have to get nice and straight. And that's probably good enough, huh? On. We got wheat selected. We don't have much gas, but let's see if we have enough to make it. Alright, so I figured I'd get going before I did any talking or anything. I'm not sure that I have a whole lot to talk about. We got another field. That's exciting. We got that other field growing. I just jumped in the game and warped over to the tractor real quick, and here we are. So I don't really know. I didn't really look after I got done all that plowing to see if that other field grew at all. So we could just stop for a second, take a quick look. So that by the other field being field 3 there. No, so it looks like we're still this medium green, which is kind of good because it's not late in the day by any stretch, but it's getting a little later it's going to get dark. So that means when we fast forward, I won't be losing too much time. So there we go. So speaking of fast forward, I meant fast forward like the time. I'm not going to do much work at night. Farmers need a rest too, and plus it really doesn't make for very good recording as much as anything. When I played maps that didn't record, I would always play through the night if that's when the crops grew. I kind of like playing at night sometimes. I do wish the traffic would die. That would make things a bit more realistic, you know? Alright, there we go. So as I was saying, speaking of fast forwarding, I think I will fast forward while I do this field. And I think I may even do it a little bit different. I may jump out of the cab. And I hope you guys don't mind. I've done enough in-cab work myself to say that I do enjoy it when I'm actively doing things that take focus and concentration. It's far better. It was worth the effort. If you know what you're doing and you have a soldering iron, you probably could put together something. If you have a webcam already, that would even be better. You can mess around with a PS3i and edit it. But I went and bought a cheapy Logitech webcam and just put a piece of inside of a floppy disk over top of it, and it works well enough. But I'll also say that that's down in the basement. So if you have a lot of light sources, you probably want to go through the extra effort of modifying a webcam to get to get rid of a lot of the extra light. Like this, even with the modification I made to remove the IR filter, this one does much better, but it still needs to be adjusted. There's still infrared light that can interfere with things, more than you would expect, I guess. So anyway, but I have proven to myself that I like it. But what I don't like about it is hours of plowing or something. And, it's harder to focus on things and pay attention to them. So here we go. So this will be the first time. So when I get into these big, long fast forwards, I also, I don't know, I've watched them. I just as soon see this if I was watching some other dude's video. So that's what we will do. So I will talk to you guys when I get this field plowed or planted and cultivated, fertilized. All right, see you guys in a bit.
Ever since I was a young boy, music filled my soul, and I grew my hair long and I sang rock and roll, and I sang in the churches, filling up the pews. But tonight I'm here in Memphis, banging up the blues. I'm playing pop music most of my youth. I was still naive, Lord, I couldn't see the truth. I went on down to Texas, heading barbecues. But tonight I'm here in Memphis, banging up the blues. The banging. Come on. Banging up the blues. I don't sleep at night.
Guys, I was worried about running out of fuel. That wasn't going to be the problem, was it? So we are out of seeds. So just to give you an idea of how big this field is compared to the other. Were we out yet? Or yeah, there we go. Can we leave that thing unfolded? I don't think it's going to hurt anything. So yeah, to give you an idea, I think we're about halfway done this field. And we've already used a whole tank of seed, so that without it, well, I guess we planted soybean seeds in the other fields, so it's a little hard to judge because you definitely use more wheat seeds. I think it's probably proportional. I don't know that for a fact, but you get a lot less yield when you do the soybeans, but you also plant less seeds. So the wheat costs less, but really, so you could argue it's a little bit, I don't know that one's more expensive or less expensive than the other. So that's not seeds, this is seeds. Ooh, that was kind of dumb, wasn't it? Let's fold this thing up. Sorry about that head moving. You just move your head a little bit. Like I go to look down at the keys and it ends up moving all the way back real quick. See that? And the reason for that is it's just, you know, you can't turn your head 180 degrees. And so you got to move your head just a little bit. Like I'm just barely moving my head and turning it there. All right, so that's not seeds filling up. Isn't that seeds right there? Just filled up the fertilizer, which is... Let's put the F1 on. There we go, refill. All right. Yeah, I don't think we have that many of these in here, but... Nope. All right, so we're going to have to purchase another pallet full. Let's get the big one. Yeah, I think I see it back there in the mirror. Yeah. All right, so that should be enough. Get rid of this thing. We'll get back out to the field and we'll get the rest of this done. Yeah, 1800. So I could have turned my GPS off. I guess we're better off going this way. Even though we were quite a ways down the field. Yeah, so we were talking about the headset. I mean, not the headset, the head tracking. And it's definitely... It definitely adds something to it. Would I spend $160 on it, like for the Track IR? I don't know. Not just for Farm Sim, probably. Maybe if I played other games. Like the racing games is the other type of game that I'll tend to play where this would have come in nice. And that's just... I don't know. They're just... I think you're better off with 3 monitors if you're going to spend, you know, a bunch of extra money. I can't really see if I'm on the crops yet. Can I look next to me? See, I can't tell where the... I think I'm far enough back. Yeah, I'm far enough back. I'm really too far back now, but that's... Miss a spot, that's the big key. Nah, it doesn't look like we do. But yeah, I think if you're going to spend, you know, if you're into racing games along with Farm Sim, I think I would probably think about multiple monitors where you could get your peripheral vision in the game a bit more if you wanted to spend money on a visual type thing. But again, I didn't spend nearly that. And if you had LEDs and, you know, wanted to fiddle around with it. Now I spent, like I said in some videos, quite a bit of time setting everything up. If I had to do it again, it would be a lot quicker, but, you know, overall I think it would probably cost you $30. The software's free unless you give a donation, which is always a decent thing to do if you get a lot of value out of something like this. No, it's definitely something I will use. It's, you know, worth some bucks. I enjoy it. I wish Farm Sim was a little better set up for it. Like, you know, that mirror there. It just, I don't really need to see my back tire, you know. So, anyway. All right, well, let me get back to fast forwarding, and I will, you know, zoom back out of the camera here for a second, and get the rest of this field done, hopefully. Oh, I forgot to get fuel again. I think we'll be okay, though. All right, let's see you guys later. Alright guys, we have pretty much got a field of wheat going. So that is money in the bank almost. So I think the next thing we need to do is get out here and spray a layer of fertilizer on it. Nice thing about this seeding and fertilizing and cultivating, this thing really is saving quite a bit of work for having all three in one. So kind of work the mod. So we also need to remember to get some fuel in this thing because we are just a bit low. We're not in the red yet though, are we? So the next step will be fertilizing. Let's see. We are officially done. Right? Yep. Fold this guy up. All right, let's take a quick look at our map and fruit type. Yep. And see how the field's a little bit on the road there, isn't it? And then this probably, so the whole map needs to be shifted up a little bit, it seems like. But anyway, so here we are with the growth, and we have our first layer of fertilization. And we'll run and go get the sprayer, put some fuel in this thing before I forget. Nice. Let's turn off the GPS. Yeah, I think it would be cool if it would really be neat if there was like an in-game GPS, you know, where certain tractors could take advantage of that, where other ones might not be able to. You buy some old tractor, you know, you wouldn't have a GPS. Maybe we'll have to play a map like that sometime and decide on what types of tractors would be worth. I wonder if you could even find out which models, you know, actually come with the steering control. Because I imagine we could play it. Where's the fuel thing? Around the front, right? Isn't there a fuel thing here? I thought there was a fuel thing at the gas. Yeah, there it is. Oh, I saw one around here somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain models of tractors come, you know, with the possibility of having them controlled by the GPS units. I don't know if you'd have to get a GPS in them, but not sure if this one would come with it. I wonder what that mirror... Oh, that's right. This tractor has the seat. You could sit backwards. Not sure I want to sit backwards in this too often, but... Alright, so that cost us a few bucks. We don't have a lot. 500. So between the seeds we got, we're whittling down our money there. We do have a little bit of a loan left. But I really like to use that for the emergency fund at some point there. So let's get this guy put away where he belongs. We'll be done with it for a while. For a little while. Yeah, this is... Good enough. Yeah, so I think we're done. I don't think there's anything else we're doing with this guy, so we might as well hook him back up here. Like I said, we got a few more wood chips we could probably sell. Alright, so let's hop out. And this guy, I think, is all ready to go, right? Yeah, close enough. And this is the liquid fertilizer. I'm not sure. I guess since we have to drive past it, we might as well top it off. And what I was thinking of, too, because there's plenty of time to thinking of things, is when we get to... What was I thinking of? Now I forgot what I was thinking of. Oh, when it comes to the course, I think I'm going to try to save this as course number 2. Yeah, Yeah, none of that's liquid anyway. So you know what? I'm not buying anymore. I think I got enough fertilizer to do this field. Maybe even do it twice. So, if you remember, I saved course number 1 was the... So let's just back off this. Well, let's just... Yeah, I don't really like pulling onto the field. Alright, so we're going to go here, turn this guy on. Let's turn that on for a second. So we're going to turn this 90 degrees, and we'll get him moved all the way over. Or her. I don't mean to be chauvinistic. Could be a female line, I suppose. So that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is move this up to number 2 and then save it. So that way, you know, because I can't see so well where that line is, I won't have to come over here each time. Now there's a significant chance that I'm just going to forget altogether. And, oh well. Forget which number was which. All right, so let's unfold this guy. Oh, I think I forgot to lower the arms, didn't I? Yes, I did. Alright, well here we go. I'm not sure what I guess you would probably put these down in real life. Here, let's find the key I need. Alright, I just want to check something real quick. It doesn't really look like I sprayed, does it? Oops. 7. No, that's not giving us fertilizer, is it? Okay. Well, good. Good thing we checked. So we can't fertilize right after the planting. So let's fold this guy back up. And let's raise that guy back up. Alright, well, we'll head back. So we have to wait on that. So we'll just head back to the farm. Oops. Turn our GPS off. But we'll be ready to go at some point here. So we were really just sort of a little bit in a waiting mode. I guess we could fast forward some time and, like I said, let's go down there and sell off the last of those wood chips. I could have gone in that other way, huh? Yeah, we got animals to buy. Got some stuff to do on the map. Haven't really checked out the trains, other than the fact the wood chips won't go in that one train, which sort of stinks. Alright, so we are all hooked up. Yeah, let's go down and get the last of the wood chips. We'll get them sold off. Maybe we'll call that an episode, and we'll come back when we're... I guess the next step will be to spray field number 7 there. I mean, field number 3. No, sorry. We're going to spray field 6. And then field... Ooh, cork on. Field number 3 doesn't need to be sprayed. It's fully ready to go. And then we'll have to harvest that one, and we'll have to get out there and spray the other one. So, in other words, other than a little bit of spraying, maybe we'll go purchase or lease our harvester once we sell this weed off. How's that sound? It's not like it's going to cost us that much extra to sit there for a little bit. Once we get those soybeans, if we can get a good price on them right away, we'll be back in the black. I guess we're in the black. Well, we do have that loan, so I guess we're in the red. But we've just gotten a lot of fields in the last day here on the farm. So even though it was quite a few hours in real life with dealing with the wood, it really did fairly well in my estimation. It's not like we couldn't do more wood too. But I really don't have much money to do much of anything other than go to the bar and drink beer while we wait for the crops to grow. Alright, so let's hop out and see if I can back this guy up without making a mess of it. Let's see, so we might have a whole, well, I don't think we're going to have a whole truckload, but this should get us a few extra bucks. Then while that's filling, let's take a look at, so we have another 20,000 we could borrow. So let's go sell this off, and then yeah, and that'll be the end of the wood chips. Now we could get rid of our lumbering equipment. I have thought a couple times of getting rid of that loader, but I do see myself coming back and doing this. So you kind of have that debate: do you keep equipment around that's costing you a fair amount of money, or do you sell it off? I think we should just be patient, keep the equipment we have for now. Yeah, we're going to have a good amount of a truckload, so let's see what did our prices do. And we're just waiting for that to do its thing. Nothing too good, so I guess we're going down to the sawmill, huh? The economy for wood chips is crushed by all my wood chip selling. It was up over 300. And this is the problem. It just takes forever. Yeah, we're gonna have darn near a whole thing full of it. I think we're gonna suck the rest up. Yeah, this tree was like fell in between like 5 different trees. It was like I could have pulled it straight out, but if you look, well, and at the time especially, this was before I had moved all the way forward. There was other trees that were still in this area. You know, there still are a bunch, so it just gets real dense right in here as far as how many trees. Yeah, a little bit of tearing going on. Some of it's when I record. Alright, just about done. So that was a heck of a pile of wood chips. That wood chips bought us those. Oops, we didn't get them all. And then I ran out of tractor too. You know what? I got them all on here. Why don't we just back this guy up a tiny bit? There we go. Let's just run backwards and hop in here. Yep, 28,000. So that should, that should get us 6,000 or 7,000, I think. Which I honestly, I'm not saying I wouldn't have a tree on my property, but I would cut every one of them down for that kind of money. Why not? I don't like trees that much. I gotta pick up all the leaves. It's nice to get the shade, but they also stop the grass from growing as nice. I had a neighbor when I lived in Arkansas. That guy, he hated trees. He didn't have a tree or a bush on his property. He's a real nice guy, just was like anti-tree, didn't understand why anybody'd ever plant one, and he was always out there with his grass too, trying to get his grass to look wonderful. I guess trees didn't help grass, generally speaking. And I went the wrong way, didn't I? This is the power plant, not the sawmill. So let's go the other way, talking, reminiscing, daydreaming. Alright, there we go. Now we're on the right path. Arkansas wasn't unlike this. We didn't have that many pine trees. But there was a lot of cotton, rice paddies. Talk about mosquitoes. It was northeastern Arkansas, and Delta region they call it. Mississippi Delta. Not the Delta of the Mississippi, but it was, I forget which river. You know, anyway, it's real flat land. And mosquitoes would just come out. You know, like a lot of it, if you look at like older maps, it had been like drained. It was sort of it wasn't swampy per se, but wasn't because it was drained, you know, for years. So they had a bunch of drainage canals. You just see flocks of mosquitoes coming up. It was the perfect place to grow a mosquito. But a nice place, a lot of nice people. A lot of people, some people I know pick on Arkansas, but it's really not a bad state, honestly. Some of the more friendly people I ever lived with. I guess that's all sort of part of the Southern mentality. Southern way of treating each other. Certainly doesn't happen so much like that in Pennsylvania. And I like Pennsylvania too. It's where I'm from. But people could be a bit in a rush. They don't want to take the time to be nice to each other too often. Alright, so that got us up to almost 7,000. Very nice. So let's go park this guy for now. Yeah, you know what? We're going to just why don't we take him up to the shop. And we'll go shopping with him because, like I said, I really don't plan on being down there to do wood chips. We'll have to go back and get the pickup truck at some point. But we'll use this guy on Field 3 in the upcoming next episode, I guess. So what we'll do in the next episode is fast forward time a little bit. I will go ahead and spray field number 6 one time, right after it's just sown. And then this field should be one step closer. It's our Field 3 just to our left there. We need to get a pressure washer too, don't we? Windows are getting kind of dirty. And we'll get that field right there, 6 all sprayed up. And that'll, you know, maybe even spray that twice. I don't know. Let's see how the harvest goes. So we got 20 grand we can use towards our lease, though. Boy, if we could get something leased for 50, you know, not use that whole 20 grand. Again, we're not going to have to live with this thing. We can take it back anytime we want, right? That's how leases work. Something like that. I guess it would be interesting mechanic to, alright. Let's go here. This will make it real official like we went to the store, right? I don't usually do that. Alright, harvesters. Let's see what we can afford to lease. Now, what were we looking at the other day? This is a pretty big harvester. So is this. But we've got some pretty big fields here. It's not going to break my heart. This guy's supposed to do a 16, HS16 or the 3162. It doesn't matter. They all attach the same way, I'm pretty sure. I don't know of one that doesn't fit with another one. Though I'm probably about to find out as I say that, right? Let's just see. So an $85,000 one would cost us $42 to lease. Or $385, yeah. And then we're going to have to lease the header. So what did this one cost? $47. So we could really theoretically even get that one. Now this one holds $14,000. I don't think we really, and then that's the biggest one they have, so. And the Rostel mash holds 12,000. To me, that's about as big a stat as there is. I don't really care if it's that slow. Our fields aren't that far away. Let's just see if there's any difference. 17,000 per hour. Ouch. Yeah, that's tough, isn't it? I mean, but it'll get the job done a lot faster. So let's just see if like this one's something. No, that's 18,000. Yeah, so it doesn't seem like there's any benefit one over the other as far as like the per hour cost. Well, what do you guys think? Rostel mash then? It's a little bit cheaper, tiny bit more affordable. Yeah, holds a decent amount. Our fields are reasonably flat. We'll probably lease a bigger header than we would normally. What's the horsepower? Yeah, that's less horsepower. Why is that more money? You know what? Let's go with the case. I know it's not that much different, but it's got a lot more horsepower. It's talking about a bigger header there. Select it, standard setup. What else do we have? Nah, I don't need crawler track. No, I don't need plus any of that. So let's just, oh wait. Okay, so the lease, yeah, we're just going to lease the standard guy. Ouch, that hurt. Ouch, ouch. All right, so let's go back. So they're saying 3162 header. Where's 31? There we go. 45 foot. Nice. Yeah, that's us. All right, so how much does that cost to lease? Do we have enough? No. I thought that might be the case. So let's go back, hit escape, come over here. We're spending some money. Let's borrow 5,000 more. Yeah, that's good. We'll just borrow what we got to. We can always borrow more. Oh, we could save the game, sure, but that's not really what I want to do. All right, so let's come back in here, select Draper header. Good, brought us right back to it. All right, so it's going to cost us like 20 grand per hour for this thing. So let's go check it out real quick. We're not going to joyride with it too much, because I imagine just driving it around cost you that much. Nice, look at that massive thing. Imagine driving that thing around in real life. Yeah, I do like this setup from before. We're farming now, huh? Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to back up to this thing too well. How are the rear view mirror? I can't see crap in that rear view mirror. Yeah. I mean, I can't even tell that there's something behind us. No, I see something behind us. Oh, yeah, there it is. So you just, oh, look. I see the... Is there any chance we're going to hit that and hook up to that thing? No, now we're just pushing. Alright guys, well guess what? This is just called getting somebody to help you. Alright, let's get back in. Alright, there we go. Yeah, those mirrors. Not sure what you're supposed to do with that. Get this guy on over to the field. Close to it. Yeah, this is different. But nice. It's got me kind of sitting far back. Look, I'm invisible. No legs. I feel like I'm a farmer sitting up in this thing. No doubt about that. Yeah, I really wish the mirrors were better in this game when it came to this head tracking. I guess we'll just Now, why don't we pull up to our buddy's house where we left that stuff the other day. I'm assuming this isn't our house, since we spawn over at that other one on the other side, but I'm sure if you lived in a little town like this in the middle of Canada, my assumption was that we were in Saskatchewan, since that's where a lot of farming happens apparently. Oops, I didn't want to get out of there. I want to drop that guy off. And I got out again, even though I didn't want to. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to tell if anybody's coming. Ooh. Pole. They got a lot of poles here, don't they? A lot of power running around this little tiny town. Well, you know what? I say we should be in Saskatchewan, but I doubt they have many... I doubt that there's many docks in... I think we have a dock, don't we? Ooh, yeah. Is there anybody that I'm about to hit or something? I'm going to make that? No. Oops. It's a good thing it's a rental, right? Yep. Turning around and looking backwards ain't going to do you much good. I don't see house in the mirror. No, we're kind of far away from that house. Alright, well, it's kind of like a drunk guy parked this, but... Let's take a look at this thing. Probably doesn't look too much different, I wouldn't think, from what it looked like in FS15. Oh, that's right, we gotta fold that thing up. There we go. Now let's... I folded it again. Now let's up it. There we go. That's better. Nice. Manly. We're tough womanly. Yeah, they do a nice job, don't they? I mean, I'm not sure how accurate all that is, but for somebody like me, it's accurate enough, you know? I mean, I'm sure it's probably reasonable. Oh, look, a little toolbox. Cool. Nice little detail there. All right, guys. Well, there we go. We're all ready. And I will come back with the next episode, and we'll get this field harvested, like I said, get field 6 sprayed, and I will talk to you then. Let's take a screenshot with the car going by. Wonder how that'll turn out. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.